she didn't just return. She came back to remind the entire women's division who runs Smackdown. Jade Cargill stepped into that ring on March 13th, and by the time she was done, Michin was laid out, the locker room was on notice, and Rhea Ripley had her answer loud and clear. And if you think WrestleMania 42 just got more interesting, familia, you have absolutely no idea what's coming. Welcome to Wrestling Stream's No Filler, Just Fire. Let's talk about what just went down on Smackdown, because this episode out of Phoenix, Arizona was not just another Friday night. This was Jade Cargill sending a message not just to Michin, not just to Rhea Ripley, but to every single woman in that locker room who dared to forget her name while she was gone. The WWE Women's Champion walked through that curtain with that ice-cold aura she carries, and from the second her music hit, Phoenix knew they were about to witness something special. Now before we get into the match itself, let's set the stage, because context matters here. 4 months, Michin the kendo stick-wielding, never back down, absolute wildcard had been running her mouth, chomping at the bit, desperate to prove she belongs in the same conversation as the champion. And you know what? Respect to Mia Yim for having that energy. She poked the bear. She called her shot. She got her wish. The problem? She had no idea what she was walking into. The match kicked off with Michin doing exactly what she does best, not waiting, not playing it safe, going straight after Jade from behind before the referee could even blink. She hit those kicks, she hit that head scissors off the turnbuckles, she sent Cargill to the floor, and for a brief moment, the Phoenix crowd dared to believe an upset was in the air. Michin followed up with a pescado to the outside, and this match had that unpredictable, scrappy energy that made it electric. She was fighting like her career depended on it because in many ways, it did. But here's the thing about Jade Cargill, familia. She doesn't just absorb offense, she turns it into fuel. The moment she got her hands on Michin for real, the tone of the entire match shifted. Bicycle kick. Slam. Chokes in the corner. Every move Jade threw looked like it had a personal vendetta attached to it. She wasn't just winning a match, she was making an example. A spinebuster led to a near fall. She went for Jade early, Michin fought out and actually connected with a stunner, and for one split second, the IWC collectively lost their minds. But Jade Cargill is not a normal superstar. She doesn't stay down. She doesn't fold under pressure. The finish was absolutely devastating. Michin went for a cannonball sent off the apron, nobody home. Jade caught her mid-air and powerbombed her straight into the barricade. Let that sink in. Powerbombed. Into the barricade. The crowd erupted, Michin was done, and Jade rolled her back into the ring, hit a chokeslam, licked her face because she's Jade Cargill and she does what she wants, and then delivered Jaded for the 3 count. It wasn't just a victory. It was a statement wrapped in a highlight reel. But the real moment? The promo that followed. Kathy Kelly tried to get in her face for a quick interview, and Jade yanked that microphone right out of her hand without even blinking. She stood in the center of that ring in Phoenix and said what every version of herself has always believed: that's what happens when wrestlers believe their own hype. She said those women in the back get quiet in the hallways when they see her coming. And then she addressed the Rhea Ripley question that everyone in the building was thinking. She said, and I'm paraphrasing here because the line was too good to rush through, that she doesn't see a challenger. She doesn't see a threat. She's never been afraid of anything in her life, and she is absolutely not about to start being afraid of Rhea Ripley. And then she said it plain and simple: she's going to beat Rhea's ass at WrestleMania and show the world why she's always on top. Now let's talk about what this means heading into WrestleMania 42, familia, because this wasn't a throwaway Smackdown match. This was a carefully constructed piece of storytelling. Jade needed to look dominant, needed to look calm under pressure, needed to look like a champion who isn't rattled by Rhea's return to SmackDown or the war of words that's been brewing between them. And she delivered on every single count. She walked in as champion. She handled her business. She cut a promo that put the entire roster on notice. She walked out with that title and that aura completely intact. And Rhea Ripley? She came down to that ring after Jade left and fired right back, telling the champion that come WrestleMania, Cargill is going to be her bitch. So now we've got both women standing in that SmackDown ring, one walking out, one walking in, and the tension between them is at an absolute boiling point. This is must-see television every single week from here until Las Vegas, and the match they're building to at WrestleMania 42 has main event energy written all over it. Here's the real question the Wrestling Stream's familia needs to sit with this weekend: is Jade Cargill walking into WrestleMania 42 as the most dominant champion on the entire roster right now, or does Rhea Ripley have what it takes to tear the title away from her in Las Vegas? Because from where I'm standing, both women have legitimate claims to being the most dangerous superstar in WWE today. Jade has the size, the athleticism, the momentum, and now the killer instinct we've been waiting to see fully unleashed. Rhea has the experience, the WrestleMania pedigree, the Judgment Day reputation, and the mouth to back every word up. This collision is going to be one for the ages. Drop your prediction in the comments right now: Jade retains, or Rhea Ripley takes the crown in Vegas. I want to see the Wrestling Stream's familia go to war in those comments. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button if you're new here, hit the bell so you never miss a breakdown, and as always, no filler, just fire.